The disciples sat under the shade of a grand Bodhi tree, their eyes fixed on the serene Buddha before them. The air carried a soft rustle of leaves, mingling with the fragrance of blooming jasmine. Calmness enveloped the gathering. A young monk hesitated to speak but finally voiced his concern. "Master, I cannot quiet my restless thoughts." The Buddha gazed at him with kindness, his voice calm and steady. "Come closer, young one, and sit beside me." The monk obeyed, his heart pounding as the Buddha gestured toward a nearby stream gently flowing through the forest. "Observe the stream," the Buddha began, his tone as soothing as the gurgling water. "What do you see before you?" The monk answered after reflection. "Master, I see water flowing ceaselessly, adapting to rocks and roots in its path." The Buddha picked a stone from the streambed, its surface smooth and worn from countless interactions with the flowing water. "Take this stone," the Buddha said, his hand extended, "and toss it into the water. Let it join its essence." The monk obeyed, watching as ripples spread across the stream, carrying the stone's disturbance to the banks and beyond. "Now," the Buddha continued, "tell me about the ripples. What do they teach us in their silent, expanding movement?" The monk considered before replying. "Master, they show how small actions affect a far greater area than we may first realize." The Buddha nodded, his expression glowing with understanding. "Indeed, young monk, small acts can resonate beyond their origin. Our actions, like the stone, set ripples into motion. These ripples, seen or unseen, touch others, changing lives." Ananda, sitting nearby, asked, "Master, how can we embrace impermanence when it feels like loss? When it brings pain to our hearts?" The Buddha turned to him, his voice gentle yet firm. "Pain arises from the illusion of permanence, the belief that life can be fixed or unchanging. Consider the meditation you practice, the prayers you recite. Each is a stone cast into the stream of life. As ripples spread, they shape your spirit, bringing peace and understanding. Trust the unseen impact of your efforts." He placed the leaf on the ground, his gesture imbued with reverence. "In its decay lies its purpose, a reminder that endings are but beginnings in disguise. Together, they create harmony. So, too, must you accept the harmony your actions contribute to the world around you." A breeze passed through the Bodhi tree, scattering leaves in a playful dance. A moment of divine stillness blossomed. "Master," another monk interrupted softly, "what if one casts a stone into a stagnant pool? Would the ripples still appear?" The Buddha tilted his head, his gaze penetrating yet gentle. "Why do you think a stagnant pool rejects the ripples?" The monk answered thoughtfully, "Perhaps because its stillness masks an unwillingness to embrace change. The ripples are hindered by resistance." The Buddha nodded in affirmation, his voice resonating deeply. "Resistance is the obstacle. It makes transformation difficult but not impossible. But even the stagnant pool yields to persistence. Continued effort and small acts pierce the surface, causing ripples within stagnation." The disciples murmured in agreement, the profound truth awakening them to the subtle power hidden in daily ritual and persistence. The Buddha stood, motioning toward the vast horizon touched by the glow of an emerging sun, painting the sky amber. Every day brings a new dawn, an opportunity to act, a chance to create ripples that reshape the fabric of existence. Your journey is one of small acts. The stone you drop, the ripple you create, and the harmony you nurture. The disciples bowed, their hearts filled with reverence and clarity, the teachings of the Buddha lighting their inner pathways. The Buddha nodded, his eyes reflecting the depth of human experience. Love does not vanish with impermanence. It transforms, just as the river nourishes all it touches. He picked up a pebble and tossed it into the stream. The ripples spread outward, touching the surface, disappearing yet leaving an impact unseen. To love fully, he continued, is to accept its fleeting nature, to honor it without trying to possess it. His words resonated deeply, touching a chord within me that had long been silent. I felt a quiet release, a sense of peace I had not known before. The Buddha gestured for us to rise, leading us toward the stream. The Buddha sat in serene silence, his eyes closed, the disciples waiting patiently for his teachings to unfold in time. Among the group, a farmer rose hesitantly, his hands weathered from toil, his expression heavy with frustration and quiet despair. The farmer bowed deeply before the Buddha, speaking with measured words. Master, my crops fail. Despite my diligent care and effort. The Buddha opened his eyes slowly, his gaze tender, motioning for the farmer to sit near, his presence exuding calm. The Buddha pointed toward a grove of bamboo swaying gently in the breeze, their strength and grace commanding attention effortlessly. Do you see these bamboos? The Buddha asked, his voice flowing like water, carrying an undertone of profound meaning. The farmer nodded, his curiosity awakened by the question. Yet his confusion lingered beneath the surface of his expression. The bamboo, the Buddha began, teaches us patience. Its strength lies in unseen years spent growing roots, hidden from view. The farmer tilted his head slightly, struggling to grasp the connection between the mighty bamboo and his failing crops. The Buddha continued, for years, bamboo does not sprout upward. It builds its foundation, preparing for the day it grows. Let this day be a reminder that every moment is a thread in the tapestry of impermanence. He clasped his hands together, a gesture of unity and peace. The rains, like growth, arrive in their time, the Buddha explained, his voice unfaltering, carrying the weight of eternal truths. Your work, your care, and your effort, though unseen now, build roots for the harvest that will someday reach the heavens. Master, my thoughts scatter like leaves in a storm, the man said, his voice heavy with weariness. My duties, fears, and desires pull me apart. Patience, the Buddha replied, is the strength to trust in the unseen process, knowing that effort always plants seeds of possibility. The bamboo does not question the years it spends beneath the soil. It trusts its roots to hold the future. The disciples nodded in understanding, their minds reflecting on the lesson as the bamboo stood tall, unwavering despite life's seasons. The farmer remained silent for a moment, his gaze lingering on the bamboo, his thoughts unraveling the wisdom given to him. Master, another disciple interjected softly. What if one loses hope before growth becomes visible? How does one sustain patience then? The Buddha turned toward the disciple, his expression radiating warmth, his voice steady and calm as a still mountain lake. Hope, the Buddha answered, is like a lantern. When its flame dims, one must add fuel through kindness, reflection, and gratitude. Small acts rekindle the flame. As roots anchor the bamboo, they hold steady, even in the storms of doubt. The disciples bowed their heads, absorbing the wisdom, their hearts inspired to nurture hope even amidst life's uncertainties and struggles. The farmer's face softened, the weight of his burden lessened as newfound understanding illuminated the pathway of perseverance. Within him, without intention, it is pulled in all directions. Distracted and restless, the villager furrowed his brow and asked, how do I find this intention? Master, how do I choose my target? The Buddha straightened, his gaze sweeping over the field, and said, reflect deeply on what truly matters to you. Your target must align with your values and purpose. Only then will your mind focus naturally. The disciples and the farmer bowed deeply, their gratitude mingling with humility. The teachings imprinted upon their hearts and spirits. The bamboo swayed gracefully in the breeze, its movement embodying the harmony between rooted patience and growth reaching toward the light. He knelt by the water, his reflection clear and steady. This lake gives of itself freely, offering its waters to nourish all. Yet it does not seek possession. He picked up a handful of pebbles, letting them drop into the water, creating ripples. See how the ripples touch the whole surface, yet leave no mark of claim, he said. Another day, another dusk fell upon the earth, the fiery hues of sunset painting the sky in vibrant shades of orange. The disciples gathered beneath the Bodhi tree, their hearts steady, awaiting the Buddha's teachings to guide them through life's uncertainties. Among them, a traveler bowed deeply, his face etched with pain, his voice trembling as he addressed the enlightened one. Master, he began softly, my life is filled with suffering. Regret and sorrow chain my heart. How can I escape this? The Buddha gestured for the traveler to sit, his movements fluid, his presence calm as the steady flow of the river. Nearby, a lotus floated atop the pond's surface, its pure petals untouched by the mud from which it emerged. The Buddha reached for the flower, carefully holding it aloft as the gathered disciples observed its pristine beauty in silence. This lotus, the Buddha began, his voice like a soft breeze, arises from mud, yet it blooms unstained. Reaching toward the light, the traveler watched closely, his expression thoughtful yet pained, his sorrow evident despite the peace surrounding the moment. The Buddha continued, the mud is not an obstacle, but the source of its nourishment. Its bloom depends upon its dark beginnings. But Master, the traveler asked hesitantly, does this mean that suffering must remain for growth? Will pain always shadow our lives? The Buddha shook his head gently, his gaze steady, his tone imbued with wisdom. Suffering is a teacher, not a jailer. Growth does not erase pain but transforms it. Like the lotus, you rise through daily acts of courage and understanding. The traveler's eyes glimmered with unshed tears, his heart stirred by the Buddha's words, seeking more clarity for his troubled soul. What if the mud overwhelms me? The traveler questioned softly, his vulnerability evident, his plea for guidance sincere and heartfelt. Fear not the mud, the Buddha replied, his voice unwavering. Each effort you make, no matter how small, lifts you upward. Meditate to calm your mind. Forgive to release the chains. Understand to transcend the despair that holds you captive. The disciples nodded in agreement, their expressions reflective, their hearts finding solace in the teachings of transformation and resilience. Master, another disciple interrupted hesitantly, what if one falters along the way? How does one return to the path of growth? The Buddha turned his compassionate gaze upon the disciple, his voice steady. Faltering is not failure, but an opportunity for renewal. Daily rituals guide you back, even after missteps. Small acts of kindness, gratitude, and reflection elevate you above your struggles. The traveler bowed his head, his pain lessened by understanding, his heart infused with hope as he absorbed the Buddha's wisdom. The Buddha placed the lotus on the pond once more, the flower drifting gently, a symbol of unwavering resilience amidst adversity. Rise like the lotus, the Buddha said, his voice profound. Let your suffering fuel your transformation. For light follows darkness. The disciples bowed deeply, their reverence shining through their movements. Their minds awakened to the transformative power of suffering. Another day, another moon rose in the sky, casting its silver glow over the pond, illuminating the floating lotus gently. The traveler departed under the moonlight, his steps lighter, his heart open to the daily rituals that promised healing and strength. The disciples remained under the Bodhi tree, their thoughts aligning with the teachings, their paths illuminated by the light of wisdom. The Buddha's presence endured, his words resonating eternally, guiding seekers toward enlightenment through courage, acceptance, and the power of small rituals. Your journey, Kisa, is a testament to the strength found in understanding and release, he replied. As the day unfolded, we remained by the lake, the Buddha's teachings a steady current flowing through our thoughts. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.